You from the booth. We're going back to the Mile High City. John Kelly and Darren Pang ready to help us put a wrap on this one. And guys, couldn't help but notice TJ Oshie with a pretty rough night tonight. Things just did not go well for him.
No, but I'll tell you what, he showed as much heart as any Blues out there. He was battling in the third period, but you know, in the second period, he just had a terrible call to go against him.
A run of bad luck, and you know whether the officials on the wrong side seeing something different, but I mean, such a subtle little play here. It gets called for interference. Usually when you pick somebody and you get in front of them, you get an interference call. It ends up being a power play goal against, and then, you know, you go back and a chance where the Blues are coming in. Oshie's moving, lifting the stick, goes to the front of the net, knocks the puck in, and gets called. And you can see that look of TJ Oshie. It's that look of complete disbelief, and it's like, oh my goodness gracious, how does that happen? I haven't seen that kind of call in an awful long time, sitting up in a broadcast booth, let alone being down on the ice level. And so, I mean, obviously 2 calls that went against the St. Louis Blues.
Guys, you know what? I have a question. Now, did anybody say anything about the fact, I mean, okay, if Oshie gets a hooking call, the Blues still have to get control of the puck before the whistle goes. Hannon actually shot that puck in the net. I mean, Oshie didn't touch it. Is there a reason for the whistle to go? Should that goal not have counted, even if there was going to be a penalty call?
Bernie, you're a Hall of Famer, and you got Hall of Fame eyes, pal. I mean, I got to tell you, never once did I didn't even think back at that or consider that.
I thought Oshie had knocked it in, but if let's look at it again, Bernie. If you bring it up and we'll watch it here.
Well, I thought that
so the
Hannon
stick gets lifted up here. It goes off the stick of Hannon. Yes,
you're right.
Yeah, Hannon shot that in.
Should have been a goal.
Yeah, so it should have been.
That's a great point.
It should have been a goal, guys. Even if you want to call a penalty, because
that's right. Because you knock it into your own net, there's no possession by the St. Louis Blues, so it's an automatic one. You're right. That's crazy. That's even worse now. I'm really sour, Bertie.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. Have a great flight back. Yeah, enjoy the flight back. It will not be a fun one, I'm sorry to say. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll catch up with them on Friday night. And we had talked about it right after it happened, and we showed it during that second intermission. It was just kind of adding insult to injury in the whole thing. It
was strange. Again, strange calls like that, and I hate to see stuff like that because, I mean, even the first call on Oshie, okay, you want to call it for, I mean, again, I don't want to sound like a homer, but, I mean, it was just a nudge in the corner. I mean, there's guys battling for a puck, and all of a sudden, Oshie gets the first interference call in the offensive zone. The Avalanche scored the goal on the power play to tie it at 2, and then that goal there, I mean, all he was doing is forechecking. We see him play a relentless game all the time. I think that's why TJ Oshie has become such a fan favorite, is because he's always on the puck. He's a hound dog out there, and now he's doing a great job with the forecheck. Okay, yeah, he lifted a stick, but come on, that to me, that doesn't warrant really a penalty, and even if there is a penalty call, it was still Hannon who shot that puck in the net. It still should have been a 5-3 game there at that point in time.
Well, what you don't want to see is you don't want to see the aggressiveness taking out of hockey, because that's his game, and clearly to us that wasn't a penalty. But even if it was, you mentioned it should have been a goal. And that's not taking anything away from TJ Oshie, because TJ Oshie still had a very strong game. It just was a really tough second period.
That's tough when you're working so hard the whole time, and then all of a sudden you can't get any breaks at all. And again, that was the type of the game the Blues played tonight. I mean, there was not enough energy by enough players. As I said earlier, Chris Mason didn't have his best start tonight. And when you go on the road, when things are tough right now, this is 3 losses in the row for the Blues. They know how important each game is. Only 3 games before a couple of weeks off, too. It should make you even want to work harder. And this was one of the nights that the Blues really didn't work up to the standards that we've seen over the course of the last few weeks.
Right now, we're going to go back to Denver. Brent Stover, just a couple seconds ago, actually just wrapped up an interview with TJ Oshie. Let's bring it to you now.
Thanks a lot, Pat. Assist number 22 this year for TJ Oshie, but obviously a frustrating game. You kind of just chalk it up tonight to one team outplaying the other?
You could say that. I think we made a lot of mental mistakes, a lot of turnovers, a lot of penalties that were unneeded.
In your mind, what went wrong to make things unravel in that second period?
A little bit of penalty trouble. I had a couple myself throughout the game, and then I think just not bearing down. Our power play needs to be a lot better. Myself also making a couple mistakes on that, getting some turnovers. We got to generate offense.
How about the third period, trying to find a silver lining? The energy was there, the chances were there for you guys in the third. It seemed like you guys came out and at least fought hard there at the end.
Yeah, definitely. We got a lot of fight in our locker room. I think we need to start using that fight in the first 20 minutes of games and throughout the full 60.
How do you bounce back now against the Red Wings tomorrow night? Obviously coming quickly.
Yeah, just get some food in us, get some rest, and refocus, and realize what we got to do tomorrow to get a win.
TJ, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
TJ Oshie. Pat, we'll send it back to you.
Brent, thank you very much. Still plenty more to come on U.S. Cellular Blues Live. Talk more about DJ King's night and first fight since October. Stay with us.